connect to my Bluetooth, my car Bluetooth for some reason. I'm back. I got you guys in a good spot where hopefully cops can't tell with my shades in the position of the phone that I'm on the phone. But just getting out of work, a little tired. Thought about coming on here and chopping it up. Last YouTube video I talked about Jordan Peterson, the video I watched. There's like a 4-video series conversation between Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris. Sam Harris is a famous atheist, neuroscience bro, meditation bro, and public intellectual bro. And those videos have been out for a while. I actually think they might be like a year old or something like that. They're very, very good to watch. I would highly recommend watching those. It's a 4-part series, 4 separate videos. Jordan Peterson representing religious thought, archetypal thought, archetypes, symbols, all that kind of stuff. Where Sam Harris is the skeptical atheist, the the naturalist, the um, fact-based thinking representative, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of how the conversation is framed. It's like, here's Jordan Peterson, who is a um, you know drunk off of signs and symbols, and then here is Sam Harris, who is an extremely skeptical, uh, naturalistic, atheist, naturalist, whatever, materialist, all that good stuff. So it's pretty interesting. It's also interesting to think about their types and socionics. Um, Pretty sure Sam Harris is probably some kind of gamma NT. He's probably either a LI or ILI or a LIE. Probably an LIE. He's pretty stubborn on logic. For going off, world socionics. Uh, um, Jordan Peterson's a very weird uh, person to type, because when you get into people like that show seemingly contradictory behaviors or personality traits, um, you have to see the bigger picture with them. And the thing about Jordan Peterson, people are going to appeal to the videos of him crying and being emotional and showing, some form of emotionality publicly and being moved by things. I mean, I don't know. People look at that and they assume his type based off of that. And I think that to a certain extent, that's somewhat fair to have suspicions that he may not be an LIE, for example, because of how expressive he is. Now the question is that a normal thing for him? And I've watched Jordan Peterson for a good amount of time, and if you listen to his lectures or you listen to him in a conversation with someone else or a debate, or even read his books, he's pretty dry. There are times that I think the inner teacher in him comes out, where he realizes that he has to keep people's attention at some level and has to emphasize certain points rhetorically, and so that his points stand out, and that people are actually understanding what he's saying. So I see him use FE, emotions, more to emphasize points that he's trying to make. But other than that, besides the weird, he starts crying about whatever he's crying about. That's a one-off to me. He's also on. He's been on um, what certain kinds of drugs in order to, because he's been sick for a long time, so he's probably taken a lot of stuff that might, whether it's some kind of like SSRI situation or like anti-anxiety medication or something to that effect. That definitely can affect your emotions. It definitely affects your brain. There's no question about that. Um, and if you take it over a long period of time, it can basically rewire your brain. That's true in my experience, but it's also true, I think, in general, that it can kind of affect your ability to emote, or in some cases, probably over emoting or whatever. Who knows? Generally speaking, I think it, like SSRIs, um, decrease like serotonin or something like that. I don't know. Basically, whatever neurotransmitter is responsible for regulating your mood, or the neurotransmitter responsible for positive emotionality, is basically neutered, and so you're very dull and kind of. But regardless, yeah, I don't know how convincing that point is or argument is with Jordan Peterson. I don't see enough FE. He doesn't seem like he's actually trying to be popular or be an icon. That doesn't really. That seems to be at some level what he's become because of his work. But it's not like he's trying. It doesn't seem like he's trying to push for that or even care enough about how he's perceived publicly. I don't really see Jordan Peterson doing that consciously and or consistently. He's pretty vocal about his judgments about ideologues and ideological beliefs, um, and about people on the extreme left that try to capture young minds with narrative, uh, mythical uh, views of society and politics, and he doesn't really hold his tongue back, which that's a very Gamma NT thing to do. So I found it interesting. I still think Jordan Peterson probably is an LIE. I think he's just I think he's really just an LIE in a field that's not easily. Um, that's not really a very LIE-ish field, or it's just novel. There may not be very many LIEs in clinical psychology interested in um, Jungian thought or Nietzschean thought, or there's definitely some LIEs that are. I think a lot of LIEs are interested in philosophy, but um, he definitely is very knowledgeable about uh, Jungian typology, or Jungian archetypes, and he's drawn towards biblical symbolism and typology and all that kind of stuff in psychology. So the point is, he's just an LIE in a space that we wouldn't naturally know what an LIE would look like in that space, because we don't have a lot of them represented there. We can conceptualize what a businessman LIE looks like because we have a lot of them represented and we can appeal to them. um, and it was kind of interesting because in that conversation, the way that they attacked the the conversation, the way that Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris kind of went about answering each other's objections or points was very similar. Like they kind of, I'm kind of processing this in a moment, but they're both complexifying the situation by adding in um, more and more rationale to the initial claim of the conversation. And they do this thing where it's similar to, it's just NI has this property of deconstructing something and kind of getting to the bottom of things and kind of eliminating ideas to get to a common theme or meaning. But when it's blocked with extroverted logic, they're taking, uh, they're doing that in conjunction with all the available facts of experience that are available to us. And so they're taking facts and they're basically reducing underlying, like an underlying, coming to an underlying foundation of those facts. What do the facts mean? What are they pointing to? And for an LIE, it's kind of resulting in action because you have extroverted logic in the lead position, you have introverted intuition as a creative, and then extroverted sensing as the mobilizing. So Jordan